Hi, I'm Tim, and this is my second case presentation, and this is Julie. Julie has come into the counseling office today, and we'll find out why. Julie, I'm glad you came down. I'm glad we get to spend time like this together. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? You seem like you're nervous.
I'm just a little nervous because
You're not in trouble or anything.
I know, but when I come to see you, it makes me feel it because I have to come down to the office. So I feel a little in trouble.
In trouble. Okay. We're not in the office anymore. We are out in the courtyard, and it's sunny out, and it's just two people talk. Okay?
Okay.
So you can relax.
Okay.
Okay. So how have you been?
Good.
Okay. You sound hesitant on that. Yeah, you look kind of hesitant. Let me tell you why I asked you to come down here.
Okay.
I was looking at your transcript from your grades before Christmas, and you were like B's and A's. The all through all of last year and from September to December. And then looking at your grades right after Christmas, they just kind of took a nosedive.
Yeah.
Same with attendance too. And so we just wanted to find out, see if we can get this ship turned around and find out, first of all, what's going on. Are you doing okay? And right now you seem like you're pretty hesitant, you're reserved, you're not in trouble. I'm wanting to help you. And I want to find out if there's something that has changed in your life, something that's going on that...
Well, I don't really want to talk about it.
I understand that.
Not really, no.
Okay. I understand that. I understand that, the fear of what you say getting out, and maybe you're thinking, okay, we're out in the courtyard still, and there are people walking by and they might hear. For this purpose of your conversation with me, anything that you say to me, I'm bound to keep that. It's not things that I tell other students, it's not things that I share with other people. The only reason why I would tell anybody anything is if you were in danger, or if you were a danger to somebody else. But like if something is bad that's happening to you and you're in danger.
I'm not in danger.
Okay, well then I wouldn't need to break your confidence in that.
It's just really personal stuff, and I haven't told anybody, and I don't know where to start to tell. And it just makes me nervous.
Yeah. You say it's a personal.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an interpersonal problems with people?
No, just personal because it's me, and it's... Okay, if I tell you something,
Mm-hmm.
you
Like I
can't
said.
tell anybody.
Yeah, like I said,
It will just between us.
I keep your confidence unless, like I said, you're in trouble, like physically somebody's doing something to you and you need protection, or if you are a danger to somebody else.
Well, it's none of that. I don't even know where to start. Well,
Here, let's get go back to the beginning of the year, Christmas, or before Christmas. There's this situation that you're in right now. It looks like, if I was just to look at your grades and attendance, something has changed between before Christmas and right after Christmas.
Well, I've just been a little bit sicker than normal.
Sick? Are you sick? Why? Well, how are you sick? Like,
So when I wake
is
up
that
in the
why?
morning, I just feel like I'm gonna get sick, and I don't want to eat, and the smell of my house makes me want to throw up. And then, like around by lunchtime, I feel okay. So then I come to school. But when I come, I'm not really. I don't know.
I understand that. I
I
think
feel like everybody's watching me and picking at everything I'm doing and just getting my business.
I want to ask you a personal question right now. Just from what I'm hearing from you, I'm just kind of putting pieces together.
I don't even think you need to ask.
Are you pregnant?
I found out 2 months ago that I'm pregnant, and I don't want to tell him. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to even say anything.
Is it Albert?
Yeah. And I'm worried that if when my mom finds out, that she's gonna freak out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm worried that I'm gonna be judged by everybody.
Oh.
I already am. I know people know here at school.
You think people
Yeah.
know here?
I mean, I can't go from a size 0 to a size 10 and nobody not knowing anything.
So you think that people don't?
People know.
People know because you.
Because of my size. I was really, really
Okay.
small. And it wasn't like it was just overnight that I got fat. So, and they know too, because they, when I come into school, I'm coming in late.
Mm-hmm.
Like I missed my first 3 periods, pretty much.
Yeah, those are pretty much the ones that you've missed the last 6 weeks.
But my mom doesn't know.
Okay.
Nobody knows. Not even my sisters or.
You think your mom and sisters don't know?
They've never said anything to me. See, people here at school,
Do they say things to you?
they do at school.
Hey, Julie,
And yeah, they tell me, are you pregnant? And I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm. What if you say no?
I'm only in 9th grade. How am I going to be pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Well, but that's what I tell
That's
them.
what you say.
Yeah. And it just, I don't know what to do. I don't even know the first thing to say
To your friends?
to
or your
anybody.
parent? Your mom?
To my family. I mean, how do you go about bringing up a conversation like that? I would just rather keep it hidden, but
Well, one of the things about, and you probably know this, one of the things about being pregnant is if they don't know now, they will.
I'll know soon.
They'll know soon. And so those conversations are going to come. Maybe people have thought those thoughts, maybe people have wondered, but it's going to be quite obvious. So
I just don't want to look or feel like a bad person. I
Yeah.
don't want people to see me pregnant and think that I'm a hoe or think that I'm sleeping with everybody around when I'm not. And yeah, I made a mistake, and this mistake is just it's my life. I feel like it's ruined.
yeah, that would
It's
feel,
just-
if you have those feelings that you feel like your life is ruined, yeah, I can understand that, where you would.
I never wanted to be like my mom. And I always wanted to
What do you mean by that?
just living on the system, just living off of food stamps and TANF and never having my own, having a medical card where I have to sign up every time, like every 6 months, to prove how much money I'm making why do I have to prove to somebody how much money I'm making? And I don't want to be like my mom. And I feel like this mistake is worse than my mom made. My mom didn't have to get pregnant in ninth grade. Can you imagine where my life is going to go? Like, I'm now pregnant. I'm just like every other girl that I've ever, like, made fun of. Like, like it, you know, talking about how they're a hoe. Well, they may be a hoe, but they didn't get knocked up. They may have slept with 10 guys, but they're not having a baby. One person, and then, no, my life is...
Yeah. Speaking of that one person, does he know?
Yeah, he knows.
How is he? Well,
He doesn't know how to tell my mom either.
That's a conversation that, you know, like I'm not going to talk about you with other people. I don't want you to talk about, we're not going to talk about him right now.
Yeah.
So, who I'm talking with right now is Julie. And I hear you saying that you feel like your life is over. I hear you saying that you don't want to be seen as the girl who sleeps around a lot. You're maybe even feeling maybe even a little hypocritical because you've made fun of girls who sleep around, and now you might be seen as one of those girls.
I already know that's what they think about me.
Well, you don't necessarily know that. I can understand how
I
you feel that.
I feel that way.
But
And I don't want to be that kind of person, but I can't change it. Right? And so
what we feel and what we know sometimes are two different things.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain of what people are thinking and saying about me. The ones who think they know, they really do know, but they think that they know, but haven't heard it from me.
Right.
Because I have not told one person.
Am I the first person? Well, probably not the first person.
Well, you're my second person, because the first person was Albert, and so you're now the second person.
Well, you've known for 2 months.
Yeah, because I didn't want to tell anybody. Because I don't know how to say it. How do you go about having a conversation? How are you going to tell your mom? Hey, Mom, I'm 14 years old, and I'm going to be a mother. And I know my dad, the first thing he's going to say is to go get an abortion. So I don't even know what my mom would say, but that's not what I want to do. And I understand if other people want to do that. That's their own body, but this is my body.
Okay.
And I think that maybe waiting will make my parents not want that. Well, I can't at a certain point, so the longer I wait, the less likely they can
make you go do something.
Make me do it, or talk me into doing it, or...
They will probably figure it out before that point comes, though.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know how to tell them.
We could talk about that. We could come up with a plan for how you might have that conversation.
It's like you said, I know eventually the baby will be here,
right.
And then, I can't wait till a week before, and then I could, but...
You could say, hey, Mom, I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Have you seen those shows on TV where ladies go into the hospital because they've got a stomach ache and they come out with a baby?
I've seen them. Yeah, that might be me.
Do you think so?
Well, I hope not. I hope that I can find strength and I don't, right at this point, I don't know if I want to, because I don't know what the discussion is going to sound like, or how freaked out my mom is going to be. If my dad's going to kill Albert. We might just run away first.
The two of you?
Yeah, and get married. Who knows? And they can't say anything. I heard in Idaho you can get married.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Idaho.
14 or 15, I don't remember. I gotta look it up on the internet.
Okay. What I'm hearing from you about like, and I don't want this to sound like I'm judging your mom, but you've said you don't want to be like your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you have a really positive outlook about not wanting to rely on the system to get by. That you want to provide for yourself.
It's kind of hard now because I can't work when I'm 14.
But the reason I'm saying this is you've got a positive outlook on life right now. Looking at from what I've known about you, you've only been here at North, the last 4 or 5 months. And over those, the first few months that I knew you, you were a pretty positive person, pretty upbeat, and that attitude can help to get you pretty far. And with whatever life throws at you, a baby, whatever happens when your parents talk to you, when they find out, whatever life throws at you, that positive attitude is going to help you. You could end up defeated. You could let this defeat you and drag you down, or you could look at this as just a bump in the road. Pardon the pun, but your life was heading in one direction, and now it's just going to veer off, or it could just take a nosedive, and that a lot of that depends on you.
I don't know, I just feel like there's no option here. I mean, can you imagine in a month or two when my stomach starts really growing and what people are going to say? I don't even want to come to school.
There will be talk.
I don't even want to come. Like, I'm maybe like in a couple weeks I'm just going to drop out. Because the last thing I want or need is people talking about me. This is not their business.
You're right, it's not their business.
But they're making it their business.
That's just what people do, though.
Yeah.
People like to talk about other people because it helps them to think that they're better than you.
Yeah.
It's not, life's not a competition, but people make it into a competition. Like if I see that you've got something that's going to drag you down, I'm going to help it drag you down. Because that's just how people are. Maybe you kind of noticed that about yourself when looking at...
Yeah, because I feel like the only option for me right now is just to drop out of school. And I cannot see myself
going to school here.
not doing anything at home and not coming to school. I mean, and coming here. Like,
Right.
Either one of those is not my option. Like, I don't want to come here because people here, they're already talking and I don't, like, I just want to be done with them.
50, 30, even 15 years ago, it would have been, your choices were limited. But today, you've got a lot of choices. You mentioned dropping out of school. Technically, that could be a choice for somebody, not you. Because I don't see that in you. I don't. And that's not what I'm hearing from you. You've said that is an option, but I don't think you'd be happy with that. Coming to school here is an option, but again, that's something I hear from you is not something you want to do. And I can understand that because people are going to talk. There are other ways to get an education. In Salem, there is it used to be just for, it's a special program, used to be just for teen moms. And now it's kind of become an early college, and it kind of opened it up to anybody who wants to, for people who want to not be in a traditional high school and get a head start on college. It's at Chemeketa. It's there are things in place at this school at Chemeketa where you could go to school, get your high school diploma, you could have your baby and have childcare there. And so it's not like you can only come when you don't have a baby with you. You can go. You could go right now. We could like sign you up, and you could start next week if you wanted to.
But that would mean I'd have to tell my mom. Because obviously
That's-
she's going to be like, why are you going to
A different school.
a different school?
Mhm. That's not something that you have to decide today. None of the things we're going to talk about are things you have to decide today. But you know that you have a baby inside of you that's growing, and it's going to,
Eventually come out.
well, eventually people are going to, just before it comes out, people are going to know that you're pregnant. So you don't have to talk to your mom today, but the sooner that you do, the better. Because if I were in your shoes, I would want to talk to my mom before she notices and wants to talk to me. Because if I can talk to her, then I can set the stage. I can say, okay, I can get her in a good mood. I can say the words that I want to. But if she notices, she's going to come to me, she's going to be suspicious and upset and catch me off guard. And then I'm going to be upset, and then we're going to have a big fight.
So do you have an idea of how to start the conversation? Because
we could talk about that.
I'm like, I have no idea. Like when I there's a couple times I've gone to the living room to talk to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's watching TV. And I'll sit down, and I almost get the courage,
Mm-hmm.
and then I lose my courage.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
There's been times where I felt like sending a text message to
Mhm.
my sister.
Is she older than you?
Yeah, I have two sisters that are older. One of my sisters goes here too.
I don't think I've met her.
But she is a senior, and so she doesn't have to go to all of her classes. That's why she doesn't really notice that I'm
I
not
see.
going in the morning.
Mhm.
But she's not going either, and so she probably just thinks that,
That you're on the same type of schedule she is.
yeah. Well, she knows I'm not. She just doesn't
Just
say
doesn't say
anything.
anything.
But sometimes I feel like maybe sending her a text message, because I feel like texting her is so much easier.
Mhm.
Anybody actually, because you're not if they're not in front of you and they can't judge you, but you can't see them judge you. So I feel like sending her a text message and saying, you know, I need your help,
Mhm.
and then telling her not to say anything, and see what she says to me. Maybe she can go with me, or maybe give me an idea what to say. And that's why I asked you, is you have an idea, because every idea I have seems to, I don't have the strength.
Alright.
I don't feel encouraged. There's nothing to be encouraged about. Just to know that somebody else knows besides me.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I have this secret that nobody else knows.
Right.
And sometimes it's really hard, because when I'm around them, I suck in really hard. And I know that they notice that I'm heavier. Nobody's like,
Is your sister somebody who could help you? Like, have you experienced that in the past, that she's a helpful person to you?
I think so. I just don't know if she'll keep it quiet.
That was my second question. Is she somebody who could be trusted with something?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Possibly. If at all, she would give me ideas to help Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, you could too. I mean, if you had ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like I told you, I sat on the sofa right next to her.
Mm-hmm. Let's set the time and place. Let's not think about right now what you're going to say. Let's think about when would be a good time and place where your mom has the mental capacity to, like, if it was me in the morning, don't talk to me in the morning, I'm busy, I gotta get stuff ready, get out the door, get to work. If it's me, right after I get home, it's like, give me a few minutes. Let me take my shoes off, let me rest just a minute before you talk to me. Is there a time and a place where your mom is like, she's relaxed just a little bit?
Well,
She has, like, this is gonna be, it's not like a 5-minute conversation, it's gonna be,
Well, you probably don't know this about my mom, but my mom weighs almost 400 pounds. She doesn't work. She watches TV all day long with her boyfriend. And she is an alcoholic, and she smokes and drinks all the time. And so the only good time to speak with her is on one of those off days where she's not drunk and she's sitting on the sofa watching TV. Like the days that I've gotten so close to tell her, and she happened to not be drinking.
right,
She might have had a cigarette in her hand, who knows. But I just didn't have guts to tell her.
right.
Like I was sitting right there and I was just couldn't spit it out. So like you were saying, the time and a place. Okay, so we couldn't do it here because she's not gonna come here.
She's not gonna come here.
No.
No. Does she ever come to any of your conferences or anything? Okay.
The last time she came to the school, I was probably, I mean, not the school. Last time she went to school was, I was like in the 6th grade.
Okay.
So conferences, she doesn't go to. Phone calls, she'll make like a 5-minute late or something.
So you say she sits around and watches TV, and you mentioned a boyfriend. Is he there all the time? Like when you want to have a conversation?
He doesn't work here. He's there all day long.
So is there ever a time when your mom is, you can have a conversation, a private conversation with your mom where he's not there?
Maybe when he goes to the grocery store. Because she doesn't go.
Right.
She just. There is probably time. Because the day I was going to tell her, he wasn't there.
Right.
I don't know where he was. But he wasn't.
I would think that would be something you'd want to do alone.
My worry is when she tells my dad. Because it's not just my mom that I'm worried. I mean, she's a big part of it, but it also is my dad and also is my grandma, because they are very judgmental already. And my dad, no, but my grandma, yeah.
Is it your mom's mom?
My mom's mom. She comes over all the time. She's not alcoholic too. But the main, I think that the main part is to tell my mom, because my mom can tell all the other people. She will.
Right.
But so I think that, like you said, maybe time would be maybe after school one day.
I would think there would be some people, touching back on something you just said, I think letting your mom tell everybody else. I would think there'd be some people that you would want to tell and not, like, so you can control the conversation. You can't control what other people say, but.
I really don't care if my mom tells my grandma. I don't care, because
What about your dad?
I think initially her telling him would probably be better, because I respect my dad and I love my dad and don't want him to be sad. But I don't know what his reaction is going to be, but I know that.
Does he ever come to conferences or anything?
No, he doesn't live in my house. He's never has a boyfriend.
But is that, like, if you wanted to have a conversation with him in person, you could have it here.
I don't think that's the best thing.
Okay.
I think that my mom should just tell him.
Okay.
That way I can talk to him afterwards. I think that, I know that she could be the one to tell him, but I first need to tell her. That's why I was thinking to text my sister, so that maybe she can be there with me and tell my mom. Because she sometimes helps me walk through things.
Does she kind of act like a buffer?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. What is happening?
It does. It is, and it does happen. You're not the only one to go through this, but right now it feels like you are the only one, doesn't it?
Well, I do have a friend. Her name is Lacey, and she went to middle school with me, and I've heard that she went to another school too. And I heard from her, because she's pregnant, and I heard from her boyfriend, or they weren't even boyfriend and girlfriend. They just,
Yeah.
yeah. And he said that she's at a different school and she's gonna have a baby. So I think if once I tell my mom, and she's done freaking out, maybe then I can ask her about going to that other school.
Okay.
Because I already know someone there.
You think your friend Lacey's there
Yeah.
at that school? Okay. There are other opportunities too. Besides that, there are also online schools that are very good.
Yeah, but I really I want to go to school.
I understand.
Anything to get me out of the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do not like staying at home.
I can understand that.
The more I'm out, the better. So you think once I tell my mom, what if she doesn't agree to let me go to that other school?
We have to talk with her about it. That would be something. I would get you all the information that I could, and so you, if you want.
I don't think she'd care because what school I go to, because she doesn't really care now if I go to school or not.
Okay.
But I know that she, I don't know. So when I go to talk to her, what do you think?
How about if we do this? Stop for just a second. How about if we role play right now? Well, I'll be your mom, and you're sitting down. I'm watching TV here, and got my feet up, and you want to talk to me about it. What would you say? What, just off the top of your head, what do you think? How do you think you'd start a conversation like that? So I'm here watching TV.
So I might just sit like this far away from you on the same couch, and I would say,
What's up, Julie? How was school today? Is she a personable person?
she probably wouldn't even acknowledge I'm sitting there. But I could possibly say, Mom, I have something to tell you.
What do you mean, something to tell me?
Well, I found out that I'm pregnant. And
Well, I've wondered. Really, it looks like you've put on weight. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what your mom, how your mom.
well,
would
she
react.
might say something like that.
What do you mean pregnant? How did that happen? When is it Albert?
That might be something she says. Well, I could. Yeah. I would tell her yes. That if she asked me, I would tell her who's. Because obviously, I don't want my mom thinking that I've slept around the whole block.
Right.
But I think I would tell her that who it is, because she already knows, and I might tell her what my plans are what I want my plans to be.
Okay.
at the same time, because I don't want her, I want to come to her and I tell her, Mom, I'm pregnant. I already know she's gonna freak out
Right.
for a little while.
Right. You
And
know,
I think the best thing for probably me to do is just tell her and then go to my room. That way she has time to think about her own questions, and then when she's ready, she can come to me. But if I just spit it out
Mhm.
and give her time to think about it too, kind of like I've had all this time.
Right, you've had a couple of months to be thinking about it. It would probably be good if you came to her with a plan. Like, say, Mom, I'm pregnant. And without hesitation, say, I know this changes things. I know my life is going to be going in a different direction now. And I have some ideas about how I can be successful. And then lay out a plan for her. Say,
Should I have it written up beforehand?
that wouldn't hurt. It would help you to remember it. It might not be something that you'd come to her with a little notebook and say, here's my 12-step plan for me being pregnant and what this is going to do to my life. You might tell her, I've been thinking about it for a while and I've wanted to come and talk to
Do you
you.
think it would piss her off if she knew that I knew for like 2 months?
Any mom is going to show concern. Any mom. No matter if she's the best mom in the world or the worst mom in the world, any mom's going to be concerned about her daughter being pregnant. Any mom will show concern. The best mom, the worst mom. Not everybody will react the same.
Sometimes I feel like, why? I don't think she's gonna care because she's so worried about her beer and her cigarettes and her boyfriend. That I'm just a thought that, I have another human being to take care of. And I don't want the baby to feel like it's another human being she has to take care of. Or extra food stamps she's gonna get. Or extra TANF she's gonna get. But I think coming with a plan, because obviously at 14 I can't work. I can only go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Can you work when I'm 15?
Yeah, well, this is one of the things about this program, this school to go to. One, it takes you out of this situation where there will be a lot of distraction of people saying, you're that pregnant girl. I can tell because you're fat. Or,
Yeah.
people are, and they're gonna say and do mean things.
Yeah.
That's just what people do.
Yeah.
And so it takes you out of the social stigma that other people are going to put on you. It's not, but people are going to put that on you.
Yeah.
So it takes you out of that. And people are going to talk, even though, at some point people are going to know, hey, did you hear about Julie? Even if you're in another school, they'll find out somehow. People will be, say, well, hey, where did Julie go? And then somebody will say, yeah, I heard she went to a different school, but she didn't move. I don't know why she's going to a different school. And so people are going to figure it out. They're not dumb. And they're going to say and do whatever they say and do. There's nothing you can do about that. But getting into this school will take you out of that, the uncomfortableness of it, the opportunity for people to really point at you and hurt your feelings. And this new school will, taking that pressure off of you, give you a great opportunity for success. And with your positive attitude that you've had, that I've seen in you the last 5 months, with your positive attitude, you can fly through that school. It's an accelerated program. I mean, you can work towards getting an associate's degree there. That's part of it, if you want it to be. You could just go and just get your high school diploma, or you can just keep on going and get your associate's degree through that.
That sounds cool.
Well, it's not an opportunity that everybody takes. Some people want to stay in this high school bubble, this high school setting, and they don't think about getting out there and getting those types of things. Being pregnant is going to make you grow up a lot faster than you would have.
Yeah. I kind of thought that, kind of figured that, because it's not just me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you haven't even bought anything, but I can only imagine.
Yeah. Have you thought about after the baby comes?
The only thing I thought about so far is that I didn't want to tell my parents because I didn't want them to talk me into or make me get an abortion, so I just have been waiting.
Okay.
I didn't think about the way to tell them. But now, talking with you, I kind of have, I just need, when I sit down next time, because
Mm-hmm.
I've sat down, I told you, I need to have that plan in mind. I kind of have to have a checklist
Right.
in my brain.
Right.
First to maybe spit it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she's done freaking out, I can tell her about the school. Or maybe also I can have her call the school too and
Sure.
talk to you.
And I could tell her more about after, like I wouldn't call her this afternoon and say, hey, Julie wants to go to a new school.
No,
It would
that's
be
what I was
after.
thinking. I could have her call you.
Right.
And after that way, when she calls you, you're already going to know what it's about. I mean, you don't have to tell her that you already knew, but you could just say we do have an option to go to school, because like I told you, she's not going to care if I go to school or not. But if I know I wanted to go to school,
Right. You could be way far ahead of the people that are your age, where you could come out of this and get a degree, and then get a college degree, and be on a trajectory for continued success.
so
This doesn't have to, this new person coming into this world doesn't, because of your, like I've said, you're probably thinking, you keep saying because I have a positive attitude, but it's true. How you think about your life situation will determine it. If you think it sucks, guess what? It's going to suck. If you think it's great, it's going to be great. Your outlook in life will
what if
determine.
I'm just in the middle? Like, I think this is a terrible situation. I think this is terrible, and I wish that I wasn't pregnant, and I wish that it never happened.
Right.
But at the same time, I said, well, it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I can't change it.
Exactly.
There's no reversing time.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be part of, this sounds stupid, I know, but part of statistics that say because I'm 14 and I'm having a baby, that I'm going to be a welfare mom, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to have anything to do with that.
See, I don't see that for you. I know, I hear you saying that, but I don't see that for you. Because of how you've been, and because of everything you've said so far, I see you as somebody who's going to rise up, and you're just going to fly.
I hope so. So, but my plan for now is I think that maybe the day after school, or tomorrow. Maybe today after school is probably best, so that I still have my courage.
Right.
Oh, because I
and-
know that when I tell her,
And you want to control, like, because I can't tell right now that you're pregnant. But your mom knows you a whole lot better, and you want to control the conversation. You don't want her to take you by surprise.
so maybe today after school, when I still have my courage. And like I said, I'm gonna make a checklist and I'm gonna tell her, and I think I'm gonna like go to my room.
Let's come up with some things on a checklist.
Okay.
Things that you would say. So first of all, you got your mom where she's by herself, and you can see, okay, well, let's say at least a half an hour where you're going to be not interrupted so much as much as possible. So we haven't really said anything about keeping the baby, or even like you said, you don't want to have an abortion.
I'm gonna tell her that I'm pregnant and I'm not having an abortion and I'm not giving up for adoption, and that it's my baby.
Okay.
And she can't make me do anything that I don't want to do. I'm not 18, but I know she cannot make me give my baby up for adoption. And I know she cannot make me have an abortion.
Okay. So.
I've Googled that.
Okay. So you're pregnant, obviously. Pregnant, keeping baby.
And I want to go to school.
School. And now I've mentioned the online school and then also this other school, and you think you'd rather do the...
I want to get out of the house as much as I can.
I can understand that. Why would you want to stay inside? And not your mom or anything, but it's good to get out and be around, and even be around other people in the same situation that you are.
Yeah.
And so you guys can encourage each other. So, okay, school, we'll do that one. I'll just write down Shemeketa, and I've got some more information on the outside of my office right over here. We'll get that for you before you leave. Shemeketa. Okay.
I think that's all.
Well, we probably need to think about what's going to happen. We need to check on what you have. If you should be on the Oregon Health Plan or something like that, and we can check into that.
Yeah.
We need to talk to your mom. You need to talk to your mom. And the thing about this is, one of the great things about having a baby is you don't get pregnant and instantly have a baby. You've got 9 months to plan.
Well, now 7.
Now 7. Still, you've got time to plan. It's not like, okay, I need to have the answers today. And you can tell her, say, hey, I'm thinking my plan is to keep the baby. I still want to go to school, and here's all the information about that. And I want to do this, but I don't know. I don't have all the answers.
All right. Well.
Do you think you'll still live at home?
Maybe for a little while.
Yeah, because, like you said, there's not a whole lot of work that you can do. But at this school, they help you to get skills so that you can be employable, so that you can earn a living. Because I know a little bit about the program. They're not just saying, okay, have a baby, here's how to get on food stamps, here's how to get all the benefits, and then there you go. Yeah. And that's not the type of school they are. They don't want to produce people who are just going to have a negative outlook about life and feel down about themselves and live off the system. They're helping to produce people, not just women, but because there's guys going there too. People who have a positive outlook on life and who want to succeed and who want to do something. And this, having a baby, having a new family member, isn't the end of the world.
Right, well,
I'm going to write my number down here too, here at school.
Okay.
So if you're talking with her, you'll be here till 5 at school. And so if you need anything,
Okay.
okay?
Right. So we can go now then? I can go?
Yeah, what class are you in right now?
Probably health.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about pregnancy today.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
You
Hauck.
think you'll be okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay. I'll write you a note too.
thank you.
All right.